Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews. Now, I'm aware it's been a while. I haven't done a single review, and to be honest I haven't really watched that many films since the Rise of Skywalker. Say what you will, call it what you will. Yeah, that film's been and gone. But yeah, I haven't watched any films really. It's been an interesting month or so since then. Christmas was very busy, wasn't really all that well, but hey, it's a new year and there are certainly plenty of new films that are out at the moment. I have watched 1917 as well. I'm going to do a little tiny review on that, but that's been out for a good while now, so I think we'll just be leaving that one on the Facebook page as a written review. I'll leave a link in the bottom of the video for the Facebook page so you can check that out. But this review is specifically for Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, there is a long history of video game movie adaptations. We have had everything from the ill-fated Super Mario Brothers, which I watched when I was a kid and I have never watched it since. Maybe I should do a review on that. Oh god, what have I just let myself in for? So yeah, we've had Super Mario Brothers, we've had two different versions of Tomb Raider, one with Angelina Jolie and one most recently with Alicia Vikander, and you know, we had the very well received Detective Pikachu, you know, that was great. So with this, you know, there's been all different kinds of video game movies, and they are generally seen as films that don't really work, that aren't as successful as they should be, and you know, honestly, that is more often than not the case. Many have failed. Thankfully, to a certain degree, Sonic the Hedgehog is a success. Sure, the stakes aren't really that high, it has some really bad dialogue in places, and the CGI, which was remodelled due to fan outcry, and it looks great now. He looks great, Sonic looks great, he looks a lot better than what was originally touted. It does look a bit iffy at times. You can tell that it has been, you know, the film was pushed back, you can tell it has been rushed in certain sections. But at the core of the film is a tale that is genuinely fun. And if you're willing to sit back and switch off, it's exactly that. A nice, fun film. Perfect for a rainy Sunday afternoon, as I would say. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but holding the film together is the juxtaposition between the light-hearted, whimsical nature of Sonic himself and the utterly maddening, unleashed genius that is Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. And Dr. Robotnik for me is, you know, the best thing about the film by a clear margin. Sonic, you know, as a character, to his credit, is a lot more fleshed out than what you would think. He suffers with his own demons and, you know, a severe case of crippling loneliness, and that is central to his journey. His childlike innocence works wonderfully against the simple desire to make a friend, and it's really sad in places, and that drives the plot forward, admittedly alongside some less interesting moments. Robotnik, however, is a great character, played perfectly by Jim Carrey, who is clearly having a great time. He still seems a bit reserved compared to his Liar Liar, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective days, and I'd even argue is more reserved than he was in The Grinch, and that's not a criticism. However, those films were designed for an adult audience, Liar Liar and Ace Ventura, that is, and he was hidden in a full bodysuit in The Grinch, which, you know, gifts you the opportunity to push the character in cartoony ways because nobody can see the actual you. And Jim Carrey in this film, in Sonic the Hedgehog, is the glue for which everything is held together. Whenever he is on the screen, you are, you know, excited to see what he does. You're anticipating what he will do next, what he'll say, how he'll behave, everything you would expect from a Jim Carrey performance. You know, cartoonish Jim Carrey performance. You literally on the edge of your seat, waiting for the next line, waiting for the next comedy moment, and I'm almost certain that the film wouldn't work as well as it does without him. His charisma is huge, he has all the best lines, the film itself is worth the price of admission just to see Jim Carrey enjoying himself. Now, the film is not without its issues. The whole affair is highly predictable to a beat, and it clearly riffs off other bigger movies with, clear influences, oddly, from Deadpool, with some fourth wall breaking introductions and exits, and it riffs on Quicksilver from X-Men Days of Future Past. There's a slow motion moment, which, again, you expect it. You know for a fact at some point you're going to get that moment, and there are a couple of those, and they're okay. They're just not as good, and that is the thing. It's constantly copying. I say copying. It's really hard to say. It's utilizing better things from better films to try and boost its own image. That sounds really awful, but that's what it is. It's hard to describe. It really is hard to describe. My computer's just had a fritz there. I apologise if anything's happened there. Let's just get that back over. There we go. So yeah, it is a bit of a shame when some of the story beats feel tacked on and are actually pointless. And sadly, the majority of those moments stem from James Marsden's character. I mean, James Marsden is fine, but many of the developmental issues of his journey make no sense and utterly have no weight to them. His wife's sister hates him for whatever reason. In this film, she absolutely hates him, and she actively seeks to get her sister to divorce him. Why? Not a clue. Absolutely no clue. There is no moment in the entirety of the film that suggests he is in any way a bad husband, nor does it provide a reason as to why the sister would hate him. According to the film, he is a model citizen, someone who cares about animals and his community, and is a person who wants to improve himself as a police officer, and more importantly, to help people in need. It completely makes no sense as to why the sister is so determined to see her sister leave him. It really makes no sense, and it's baffling. It's completely baffling. Sorry, I'm just having to readjust something again. But the story is basic, and it suffers, as I mentioned, from those moments that really, really make no sense. And yeah, it's a kids' film, but all good kids' films have to have moments that adults can grasp onto, and it doesn't really have many of those, shall we say. Toy Story and films like that are really good at putting in bits and pieces for adults. There are a number of jokes, one-liners that are a bit sort of like, adult flavoured, but nothing out of the ordinary. It is a PG. It's a straight up PG film. But the film is fun. It's really, really fun, and like I said, it's perfect for those rainy days when you just want to put something on that's light-hearted, and you don't have to think about, you don't have to go in depth with. It's perfect for that, and it's clear that a lot of heart and creative love was put into the film. Clearly with the creative side of Sonic himself. They took it back after that first trailer, and they gave it to a studio and said, make it better, and they did that. They put all the time and effort into rectifying Sonic so that he looks more in keeping with the games, and you got to give them credit for that. You really do. And that's one of the reasons why I was determined to go and see it. I didn't go and watch it on my own. Took the missus and her nieces and nephew, and they all loved it as well. It speaks volumes. It is a good fun film. There are a number of references to the original games, and if you're a fan, you know, you will pick up on those. Some of the newer characters as well, there's references to newer characters, which Natalie's nephew picked up on. I had no idea, you know, and I'm a Sonic fan from the original 3 games. I had no idea, but he knew and he loved it. He loved the idea of it. He was telling us things that, you know, didn't even stand out to me. And there is a lot of connection to the Sonic lore, and there is a lovely cameo during the initial end credits that hints at further adventures to come, and it's great. You know, I was intrigued, and I'm intrigued to see what they would do with a sequel. But it is very much a kids' film, and while I would recommend seeing it, if you count yourself as a Sonic fan, I would encourage you to temper your expectations and watch it with that in mind. It is very, you know, frivolous and not necessarily throw away, but it's, you know, it probably won't live long in the memory, you know, to put it politely. But for Jim Carrey, I'd go and see it. I really would. I really would. So there we go. I'm going to give this film a 6 out of 10. I was thinking around about 7 mark, but it's just the, you know, some of the story elements are they're just that little bit too bad for me, unfortunately. Pretty much like this video is gone, I think, unfortunately. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, so I do apologise if this is a rubbish quality video. Hopefully the camera didn't cut out, because I haven't written down any of this. I've just gone off my own thoughts. So there we go. What's going to come next? Like I said, I have the review for 1917. I'm just going to put that on the Facebook page. I'm not going to bother doing a video for that because it's long gone. The Oscars have been and gone as well. Oscars was a bit weird. There were not many films that I really wanted to sit back and sort of judge. Obviously Joker won, Joaquin Phoenix, you know, Best Actor. Brad Pitt won for Best Supporting Actor, which I recently saw that as well. Might do a little 1-paragraph review for that, for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But other than that, we're just going to see what happens. Birds of Prey is out. I do plan on going and seeing that. Again, there will be a review for that, but obviously it's going to be a lot later than many of the reviews have been up for it. So there we go. Just going to leave it at that. There are some other things in the pipeline. Obviously it's been over a month since I did the last video, so since I did the last review, to be fair. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you all again soon, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Bye bye.